How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Let's Play Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse. Today we're starting off in the Mad Forest after having rescued Grant from the clock tower last time. And we start off being assaulted by owls, which we can now kill with our trusty new crucifix. This is a badass weapon. It's similar to the dagger, as you might notice, except the projectile itself is physically much larger, and it acts kind of like a boomerang. It comes back to you, which makes it a lot better than the dagger at controlling horizontal space like this. It's overall just a much stronger weapon, although the dagger does have its purposes, as we'll see towards the end of the Mad Forest when we get to the boss. Hopefully I pick a dagger up by then. There should be one somewhere in this stage. Gotta keep an eye out. So just take a second and appreciate the track that's thumping in the background of the Mad Forest for a second. This is one of my favorite tracks on the Dracula's Curse soundtrack. And it's an original track for this game. Castlevania tends to reuse music a lot. And the soundtracks are always good, don't get me wrong. Like, Castlevania soundtracks are always on point, even when the games aren't. Oh, oh god, that background is ugly as sin. I'm not sure if it was supposed to be like water or fog or what. But yeah, like, it's hard to point out a bad Castlevania soundtrack. I'm sure they're out there, but they're very uncommon. So we come to another fork in our path. The lower path is going to lead to recruiting a new character like Grant, and so is the upper path in this case. This is one of those scenarios where you really won't be able to get all of the characters, recruit all of them, in one playthrough. It's a little bit of a way to artificially up the replayability factor, which is fine. I'm going to do my best to show the alternate pathway off, because it also leads to an alternate series of levels, along with a different character. So the path that we've chosen is going to lead to us being able to recruit Sypha Belmont. That ugly background again. So to talk more about the music, the Japanese Famicom was compatible with a processing chip called the VRC6, which was partially designed by the audio programmer for this game. Fuck, I have to just go for it, I think. Yeah, the axe isn't gonna reach. That went a lot better than I thought it would. I was anticipating at least taking one hit there. Cool. The VRC6, when I LP'd Shovel Knight, I talked about it, because Yacht Club justified their having a really complicated, complex soundtrack for Shovel Knight by saying that they could practically do their full OST on the Japanese NES because of that VRC6 chip. And I got my dagger. And I'm about to have a really hard time with this part. Oh, that's a wall. Shit. Some of the backgrounds here are not the best in the game. That's the only thing I don't like about the Mad Forest. Fuck, I got anti-aired. This has nothing to do with Dracula's Curse, but I came across this cool tidbit while doing my research for this playthrough. Michiru Yamane, who did the soundtrack for Symphony in the Night and a lot of the other Castlevanias from like 2000 onwards, was inspired by Tomb Raider 1 and 2 because they only had ambient soundtracks and they still wound up working really well. There we go, yeah. So if you throw the dagger at the right time, you can line it up with the lightning striking in the background, and the lightning will strike the dagger over him. It'll act like a lightning rod and electrocute, like that, the Cyclops. You have to look at the clouds blinking in the background. It happens like every 20 seconds or so. Don't quote me on that timing. And there's wall chicken there I didn't know about. So Cyclops round 1 is pretty easy. Second time that we fight the Cyclops, which will be much later, he's gonna be a little bit more difficult because the platforms aren't as conducive to you just standing still. I love that lightning trick, though. Like, it not only makes an otherwise weak sub-weapon pretty useful, a useless sub-weapon useful, but it's just like, that didn't need to be there, and yet, there you go. They just add this really cool environmental hazard detail that you can take advantage of to kill bosses. That's not even in any other stage, I think. I think it's just the Mad Forest. You might have noticed all that dialogue was, oh yeah, there it is. You should go with him. All that dialogue was referring to Sypha as a him. She is in fact a woman. It's a mistranslation. But that dagger trick, though, is a little bit hard to time, but, like, just the fact that it's there is so amazing to me. And once again, we'll switch characters using select. We'll pick Sypha up, mess around with her for a little bit. You can see, like, Grant, she's a rather short-ranged melee attack. She has a whole different set of sub-weapons from Trevor, though. She has spells that she casts. She has 3 different spells, I think. She has a fireball, or rather a gout of flame. She has an ice spell, which will freeze enemies and allow you to follow up by shattering them. And her ice spell is actually really good because it covers everything around you. It covers behind, above, and in front. I don't think it hits below, though. Shit, yeah, I was bound to take that hit. So Sypha's really good. Her 3rd spell, I think, is an electricity spell, but I'm not sure what it does. Sure, it's just like a little lightning bolt or something. Maybe I'll find one. I hope. Her jump arc seems to be a little bit shorter than Trevor's. She seems to be a little bit less mobile, a little slower. So some of these jumps scare me a bit. So I'm gonna switch to him for insurance. These platforms slowly deteriorate. Woo! Talking's hard. While you're standing over them. Or while you're jumping on them. Although, if you just bunny hop on them over and over and over, you can extend the duration that those platforms last quite a bit. Seems to take a few frames of you standing on the platform before it starts to disintegrate. And these guys are dry bones. They're not quite dry bones, but they're pretty much dry bones. You whip them, you try to kill them, they come back to life. Ah, we're skeletons. What are we gonna do? I love you, red dry bones. Fuck you, red dry bones. I can't get any of these lanterns to drop me an axe, which is what I really want. Actually, it doesn't even have to be an axe. It can be literally anything but the dagger. Give me a crucifix, give me a stopwatch even. I don't think they're gonna give me holy water for a good long while now that I wasted that. Pick this dagger up just to show that trick off on the Cyclops boss. This is the problem with the dagger. Once you have it, game refuses. It refuses to give you anything else. It's just like, we tricked you into picking the dagger up. You're stuck with this now. Oh, it is the L piece of Castlevania. No, it's the opposite of the L piece. It is the exact opposite of it. You always want the L piece, but you can never get it. Always want to get rid of the dagger, but you can never do it. Oh, that was... I could have maybe waited a couple pixels for it to come down a little bit. You will, like, if you're within, I don't know, like 2 pixels, probably not quite an accurate read on that. If you're close enough to the edge of a platform like that, especially those moving elevator pieces, you will just kind of teleport to it to safety. So those jumps are a little safer than they look. Just a little bit, though. Oh, I could have sworn there was wall chicken hidden there. We have Medusa. Medusa's pretty easy, because you can manipulate her. Nice and easy. Take a couple swipes at her with the axe. Oh, she can turn you to stone and get a free hit in. I didn't read that correctly. So she has 3 attacks. She can shoot an arrow straight forward. She can shoot one down. The forward arrow that's completely horizontal, you have to duck. The one that she shoots down, if you're ducking, it'll hit you, but you can jump that one. And she can turn you to stone for a little bit. But it's really easy to manipulate her into firing the horizontal arrow that you can just duck under. because she seems to only fire depending on what position you're in. So if you're crouching, she will fire the angled arrow downwards. Fuck. Didn't mean to get hit by him. I think there's chicken here. Yeah, chicken! And if you're standing straight up, she'll fire the horizontal arrow, which you can just react to and duck real quick. But I've probably given her enough lip service for kind of how trivial she is. She's not even really the boss of the Ship of Fools, which I think is the name of the stage. She's more just like a midway mini-boss. Even though she does get the full boss music treatment. Medusa's a pretty cool boss. I like that one. A little easy. These sections can be tricky. You want to kind of jump and then jump again. Oh, I still am rocking the dagger, and I don't have a lot left to go. I don't have a lot of screens left to find a new weapon. I mean, it's not gonna break anything. Yeah, I guess not. Although, if I had the axe, these birds would be a lot less of a problem. Or the crucifix. The crucifix would help out, too. The dagger just doesn't control horizontal space real well. Not like the crucifix does. Are they gonna be nice enough to give me more wall chicken? Guess not. This is another situation where I wish I had the axe. The axe just has... There we go, an axe. Long after I could use it. The axe is another one that... It doesn't cover horizontal space as well, but it covers diagonals. It's something I love about old school Castlevania, is your options are always extremely limited, but you have enough tools to handle anything the game throws at you, if you're smart about how you use them. So if you played Castlevania 1, you recognize this boss. These are the mummies, who I somehow got through without getting hit. But this is a two-part fight. We fight two mummies, and then we fight another Cyclops. But the configuration of platforms here is a lot different, and we don't have the lightning striking the ground for us this time, so we actually have to fight him properly. So if we get pretty close to him, within the range for his hammer blow, he will strike the ground with that. And sometimes he charges you, and he moves a lot faster than you, so you have to be on one of the platforms and jump over him as he's charging. I can't believe I got through that without getting hit. Oh, I almost got hit by that last-ditch effort explosion. Yeah! That was a really good Mad Forest. Happy with that. Woo! I'm super happy with that. This playthrough is going fucking amazingly. And the Ship of Fools takes you to the tower. That's a prelude to the bridge that leads you to the castle where Dracula is waiting for us. We will continue on, maybe with the alternate route in the Mad Forest that led to the other character next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take it easy. Have a good one.